Good morning, everybody.
It is Tuesday. It's election day for the runoff election, and it is rainy. It's going to be a rainy day all day.
Yeah, I got pretty wet just getting to the truck this morning.
I know.
Yep. Definitely going to be wet. Going to be wet, but I hope it's going to affect the turnout, I'm afraid.
I'm afraid so, too. And it was already supposed to be low, so no good.
Your runoffs typically, historically have been pretty low turnouts. Yeah.
Yeah.
We only had 23% in the primaries, so.
That's what we thought. It was around 25, 23,
Yeah, it'd be nice
right there
if
towards
I
the
think
middle.
25 would be an improvement. Obviously, it would be as far as more than 23, but.
Yeah.
Yep.
But reminder, polls are open 7 to 7, and if you work between that time, you legally are allowed to go vote.
That's right. Your employer's supposed to make allowance for you to vote.
That's right. Well,
Yep.
how are you this morning, Mike?
I'm doing well. It seems like I haven't been here in quite a while.
I know.
I mean, y'all painted the place and everything. It looks good.
No, it looks like a brand new studio.
Yeah. Just kidding. There's been no painting. But anyway, it's been a few days. This rain is all needed. The grass looks fantastic.
Yeah.
But it's going to need cutting even faster.
I know.
Yep. That's part of it, though, isn't it?
That is part of it.
I had I don't know if I said this before, but my friend of mine told me once he built this house and he left as many trees as close to his house as he could. He said that I was complaining about cutting grass one day or, tell him about it. And we always say, oh, it takes me 2 hours. It takes 3 hours to cut my yard. Like, boy, that's a lot of work. And it is. And he said, just about like this. He says, that grass cutting. He said, that's a man-made problem. He's like, you don't have to have all that grass. And he's talking about how he built the trees or built his house close to his trees and he just got dirt, between him and his house, or him in the woods. And so he doesn't cut much grass, he says. So I thought that was pretty funny. That was a Chilton County philosopher there telling me that.
Yeah. We need a book of Chilton County philosophies.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if there is one.
I don't know.
I bet, I know Billy Singleton, he's like a historian. He could, Clanton City Councilman.
Yeah.
He could probably steer us in the right direction, if that's happened.
Yeah. We'll have to ask him.
Yeah, it's about 70 degrees out there. I think it's going to rain quite a while today.
Yeah, I looked and it was chance of rain all hours.
And all week, really.
I know. I never know.
Tomorrow it slacks up just a little in the morning, like 25%, but still 25%.
Yeah. I never know because like I told you last week, summer showers, I forgot about summer showers. So now I've just been looking at it and it may rain, it may not. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And it rain a while, stop.
Clear up.
We haven't had, this has been probably one of the best soaking rains we've had in a while, because when it rains really hard, the water runs off real fast and it doesn't absorb into the ground as much. But when it's kind of drizzles and light rains like this, it really absorbs it. I think it absorbs it much better, it seems to.
Yeah,
But
it does.
The grass sure does look good, though, right now.
I know. It always looks so good when it rains. It's like it's happy.
Oh, I bet. It's like, hey, I finally get to drink. I get to drink of something. But I'm not sure how much the grass absorbs of the dew, in the morning, like when it's 100 degrees.
Yeah.
And you get a lot of dew. I guess it's probably better than nothing, but I don't know.
I don't know either, but I hate dew. I hate when I walk outside and my shoes get wet.
Yeah.
It's not raining.
I had to walk outside a little bit today. It got a little wet.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, in the rain. Wasn't exactly dew, I guess, in that case, was it, Taylor?
Not quite, but that's okay. It still counts.
But we got some. It's going to get pretty mild, even milder this week. I think we've got a day or two where we're going to be in the high 70s or low 80s, for highs.
Yeah.
For the day, which is
definitely mild, not hot.
Un-June-like, right? So, but yeah, you mentioned the primary. the runoff for the state and for local elections. We've got 2 runoffs here that it's affecting us locally.
I believe so.
And then all the ones in the state. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be interesting. I think one of the most interesting races is the race for the agriculture commissioner. Commissioner of Agriculture and Industries, I think, is the official position, because there were 3 candidates in that race, and they were all around 30%. So I mean that was they had their camps, people voting for them.
Yeah.
And it was just about equal. So I'll be interested to see how that other 30% is split up, for in today's primary.
Yeah.
I mean runoff. I keep saying primary, but the primary runoff.
And we'll be covering that tonight. Aaron Ellison.
I don't know if I should correct myself or not.
No,
Sometimes I
not.
think about it, if that's a good idea or not.
Yeah.
Or should I just say, I stumbled and
Just roll with it.
scratched my face up,
Just roll with it. Good morning to all of our listeners. Good morning to you and our watchers on YouTube and on Facebook. We have lots of comments on Facebook already this morning.
I want to
Yeah.
check it out. I was just realized when you said that, I have been watching.
Abigail's watching. Good morning, Abigail. And also Deanna. She said her plants are so much better after the rain than they do watering them with the public water supply. And that is
Absolutely.
true.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That natural.
Oh, you pulled a me.
Yep. That natural rain is just so much better.
I know. Is it illegal to collect rain here?
No.
Where is it illegal at? Maybe California.
Oh, surely not. But you reckon
I
it
feel
is?
like I saw where it was illegal somewhere.
Well, it may be because it's potential for like mosquito issues and stuff, I
yeah.
guess. But man, that's a great idea. I wish I captured it.
Yeah,
Of course,
like a rain barrel.
Our yard, Taylor, we have so many spots that we have so many springs, natural springs around us that we just feel like our yard must be, above one.
Yeah.
Because we rarely have to do any kind of outside watering. Our stuff just kind of it does real
Just
well.
takes care of itself.
Does
I bet
real
it does
well.
look nice. All those springs over in
Yeah, it
Mineral
does, except
Springs.
for all those things that we call weeds. I'm like,
Oh,
hey, it's a
yeah.
plant too.
My
We
flower
don't have
beds.
to cut those, all of them.
It's taken over by weeds.
Yours?
Yeah,
Your-
they're choking out my flowers.
Oh, no.
I
Well-
know. I need to go out there and weed it, but I just have not
Do
found.
you have a hoe?
I do.
You do? There you go then. Get out there and practice.
I'm telling you.
I mean, there's an art to it. It's not just, get out there and chop it up.
I
Although
know.
you
I'm
can
afraid
do
I'm going
that.
to accidentally whack one of my plants.
And you likely will.
Oh, don't say that.
Not all of them, but unfortunately, it's one of those hard-learned lessons.
Yeah.
Oh, got too close that time. Chop, chop.
I did. Decent stomped on one of them, and bless it, poor thing is so small, it's not growing,
Yeah.
and
Well,
I don't have the heart to pull it up and
You might
replace
clip it and see if you could, where it broke. If it
Yeah.
broke, assuming it broke, then you could clip it right below that, and maybe it'll regenerate. Depending
I
on what
think
kind
it
of
did break
kind
like
of plant
one of
it
them.
is.
I can't think of what it's called. It's those that look like the little paintbrushes.
Hmm.
You have no idea what I'm talking about.
I don't.
I don't know the actual name of it. Maybe Ciliosa, something like that. Anyway, they're small, but my elephant ears, I told you I planted elephant ears
Yep.
where the water runs off.
Yep.
And they are like 4 times the size that they were.
Well, you got to be careful with those. They will.
They're gonna
they
take
can,
over.
They could take over. They could spread.
I know.
But you can, they make chemicals for that.
Oh.
You know what I mean? If you have to.
Yeah.
If you have to. But I planted some elephant ears a couple different places. And one side, which I really didn't think it was going to grow because it was just too wet, is just flourishing. And the
Yeah.
other side, no elephant ears.
Aw.
So I don't know what happened on the other side. It grew for like 2 seasons. And then the last 2,
I guess they
nothing.
just
I don't know what
died
happened.
of thirst.
I don't know. I told you that ours is pretty. Our yard is pretty wet.
Oh, yeah.
Or stays pretty wet. We have a couple of areas that we call bogs.
Oh,
where it's
gosh.
just kind of mushy.
You could throw some elephant ears out there.
What now?
Throw some elephant ears out there.
Oh yeah. Oh, perhaps. But
Yeah.
we've got some in the bog. My brother suggested, Ken. He suggested that we plant a bald cypress tree, which is like
yeah.
a swamp tree.
Yeah.
You know,
They're
and
pretty.
They are, and they're 50. Some of them are 50 feet high. A couple of them are 50 feet high, and just as full and beautiful as you could ask.
Yeah.
And there are hundreds of these little knobs. They call them knobs that grow up out of the ground. Because they love the water, but it also makes them like they're almost drowning, so they have to get above the air, the ground. At least that's what I've heard of what the knobs are for.
Neat.
You know,
I
they
thought it
kind
was
of
because
breed
of the
that way.
roots.
Well, it is part of the roots, but
Yeah.
you know, it's just part of how a tree survives. You know.
Yeah.
You know, they always say there's much of a tree below the ground as there is above the ground.
I know, I've heard that.
So I look at those trees and I'm like, boy, that's a lot of stuff underneath the ground there. You know,
Yeah.
if there's that many trees, because I think we have 7 of them. But they just love the bog. So if you got any wet areas, I highly recommend that. And you see a lot of them even here, around here, that people plant around ponds and stuff, you know, because
Yeah.
they love water.
They
Another
do.
tree that really loves water and is a real pretty tree, I think, is a sycamore tree.
Huh.
You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
It has a white bark, giant leaves.
Yeah, I like those.
Yeah. So, but they're all loving all this rain that we're getting, you know, because
Yeah.
that's kind of what we were talking about, right? Is the rain.
Yep.
So,
Well, we're going to go to break really quick. When we come back in the 7 o'clock hour, we're going to have a guest. And Miss Tasha Hayes is going to be joining us. So we're going to be talking about the school system and their food distribution this summer. And then we also I have some local sports news.
Yeah, I
guess you could
heard.
say. And of course, politics, sports, nature things, funny stuff, all the things. Anyway, it's 6:12. It is Tuesday the 16th. It's wet outside, so be sure to dress for the weather. We're going to get a break in here for our sponsors, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Looking for the perfect way to unwind, compete, and have fun with friends or family? Then Putter Up Pelham is your next destination. Whether you're a mini golf pro or just out for a good time, Putter Up offers a one-of-a-kind indoor putting experience with custom effects lighting, sounds, and robotics at each hole, plus automated scoring and a virtual caddy to guide your game. And our ADA-compliant courses include special putters for individuals using wheelchairs or walkers, so everyone can join the fun from ages 4 to 100. Rain or shine, day or night, it's always game time at Putter Up. Come for the fun, stay for the challenge. Swing by Putter Up, where every stroke counts. Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you, whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss. Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
Good morning. We are back. You're tuning in to Morning Mayhem. We're coming at you live from the Clayton Tractor Studio. Mike and Taylor. It's 6:14. It's Tuesday the 16th. It is election day, runoff election. So go out there and vote from 7 to 7 today. It's a rainy one. It's going to be 70 degrees right now. So it is a little mild.
it is definitely mild. Oh, me. But like I said, we were talking about the rain, and it's always all needed. So just let it do its thing and let the man in charge take care of it.
Yeah. Well, this weekend I went to the beach, and you weren't here, but I believe I told everyone, I might not have on the show, we saw our very first sea turtle nest in person.
You did say that, or else you posted about it. I can't remember, but I do remember hearing about it.
Yes. I was so excited because you always hear about how they block off the sea turtle nests and all that. And it was the first time we had ever actually seen one in person. It
They
was so
can't
neat.
possibly block them all off, could they? I mean, think about it.
No,
That's
I
not
wouldn't
practical.
think so.
You know, as
But
much
I
as they
guess
might
just the ones
try.
they see.
They're just trying to protect them, which we get,
Yeah.
but protect them from us.
Yeah.
Because really, you can't protect things from they're natural predators.
I know.
That's why they call it natural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it made me think of this story I found last week, and Buc-ee's in Brunswick, Georgia, they're having a brawl,
wait a
to
minute.
say.
Okay, go ahead. Explain it.
Okay. There is a brawl going on between sea turtle lovers and activists and Buc-ee's because they have installed 100-foot light towers, of course, around the building, off the exit.
Around
and
their,
it's 12 miles away from
their
the
station?
beach. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 12 miles away from the beach, and the light is disrupting sea turtle nesting. What?
I don't know. It's like a light is doing that. I find that hard to
because-
believe.
No, okay, so because when the turtles hatch, they go. You have to think the beaches weren't always as built up and
Pristine like they are now.
not really pristine, but like
Man-made, influenced.
yes,
They
all
dredge
the
it.
condos and stuff.
Yeah, right.
With the lighting, and
Right.
so it was pretty dark out there. So they go to the light of the horizon to get back into the water. They follow that light, and so a lot of beaches have made it to where you have to have a certain light to light up your building. Those
Certain type
orange
of
lights. Yeah. So that way it's not as bright to the turtles. But Buc-ee's apparently did not care. Or they just didn't think about it.
Oh, I bet they care. It's just
I'm
like.
sure they do care.
But I'm sorry. You did say 12 miles?
It is 12 miles away.
Okay. 12 miles away, huh?
Yeah.
That's some bright light.
I know.
Of course, the beach is pretty flat. There's not a lot of.
Yeah. But you can see it like that would be like seeing a football stadium, like the lighting up in the sky.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't think it would be the same.
You don't think so?
Because think of how bright a football stadium lights are. Now, these are lights for a gas station.
Yeah, but there's so many of them.
I was just trying to, as you were telling the story, I was trying to think as of the few Buc-ee's I've been in, which is mainly the one at Auburn.
Yeah.
When Hannah was in school over there, it was like that's where the exit I got off there to go to her place. And we got off and went to her place. And I was trying to remember what kind of lighting do they have,
Yeah.
Does it bother the Auburn Tiger football team, when they're trying to practice? They have these distracting lights, 7 miles away.
Oh my gosh. Goodbye, Mike.
I'm sorry, 12 miles seems far enough away.
Anyway, it says that the wandering babies prompted state transportation and natural resource officials last September to encourage the county to do away or turn off the lights during turtle season.
Well, there's probably a workaround,
Maybe,
There's
but
probably
they
a
said that it's
solution.
going to be so expensive to replace all the lights with turtle-safe lights.
Yeah,
So,
probably would be.
I don't know, but turtle nesting season did begin about a month ago. It stretches through September. So,
I think they probably ought to be
Hopefully
more
they-
worried about the birds, feasting on the little
I
turtles
know.
than the lights.
Yeah.
But so what they're saying is,
That's
if I
why they hatch
understand
at
this,
night.
if I understand that correctly, what you're saying is the lights they go towards that light as opposed to the water, I guess.
Yeah, that's what it's saying.
Okay.
I can understand the ones like right on the water, like condos and stuff like that.
I'm just thinking. I'm wondering.
I do agree that this is kind of a stretch, but I'm wondering,
Yeah, a
does it
long
actually
stretch.
a 12-mile stretch?
Yeah, it seems like 12 miles. I just wonder what is between there. Because I can see in the horizon where I live in Jemison, 10 miles north. I can see what is considered, I guess, Calera.
Yeah.
All the lights that Calera has, and that's about 12 miles away. And maybe that would be enough light for a sea turtle
Yeah.
to be
Well, you just have to think
confused.
about how far away the light is, like the sunrise and the light is off of the ocean too. It's pretty far.
Right. What is it?
It doesn't say if there's condos or anything blocking
Yeah.
the beach.
Well,
so-
Brunswick is just right there. It's like Savannah and Brunswick and what is it? Sea Island. I'm trying to remember what's all right on the coast of Georgia. Jekyll Island, I think, is
Yeah.
over there. But I don't know. How I don't know. It just seems like 12 miles should be okay. For a gas station. I know it's a big gas station.
It is a big gas station.
I mean, like 150 pumps.
Yeah,
that's a
and
lot.
Maybe even the world's longest car wash.
How do you handle going to a Buc-ee's?
Okay.
When you say you need fuel, if you go in, off the main exit, right? What happens? You get into a major traffic jam.
I have to tell you what happened.
Uh-oh.
We went to Buc-ee's in Robertsdale
Okay.
Sunday night when we were coming home. We get on the interstate. We have to go get on I-10, get off the next exit, go up to I-65.
Yeah.
We get on 65. Bailey's engine light starts flashing.
Row.
And like the RPMs are like,
Oh.
We pull over. He checks the gas cap, checks the oil. The engine light goes off. But we have to go like 55, 60 the whole way home because it was still acting funny. They think they checked and changed the spark plugs. It wasn't that.
I think I know what you're going to say.
He said that today they're coming back to get his car to check the gas or to check to make sure it's not the fuel injector, I think. And he said if it wasn't the fuel injector, that was bad gas.
Bad gas.
And he's like, we will never go to Buc-ee's again. I was like, oh, don't talk about Buc-ee's like that.
My father-in-law, he was a master mechanic, and he would talk about when not to buy gas somewhere.
Really?
And he said, like, if they're getting gas in that truck that day when you pull up,
Oh, yeah.
go somewhere else.
I've heard that because, like, the trash comes
It
up to the top.
stirs it all up,
Yeah.
and it can get in, I guess.
I've heard that, too.
Now, the gas station will say, well, we have filters to catch all that, which they do have filters, or at least they're supposed to.
Yeah.
And there's supposed to even be a filter right there at your pump handle, basically, to try to catch that last little bit of debris. But apparently it still happens, huh? Mm-hmm. Even to the Buc-ee's, with 150 pumps.
Yeah.
But I haven't ever had, knock on wood, those kinds of issues with the fuel being the problem.
I haven't
Something
either.
else has always been the
Well,
problem.
I mean, I guess I have now, but Bailey really did.
Yeah. So you guys made it home okay?
We did make it home. We got home at 3.
Did you go up the interstate
In the
at 55
morning.
miles an hour, or did you get off on
Yes.
31?
No, he went up the interstate.
Yeah.
It was.
Oh,
it
y'all made a
was-
lot of friends on the way up
There
to
was
Clanton.
nobody on the
didn't you?
road.
Oh, wasn't
It
that
was
bad?
the middle of the night.
Well, that's cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was around 12, 1.
Well, I don't know what's going on. I guess it's all the
2, 3.
construction. But between here and Birmingham is just a mess.
I've tried not to go up that way.
We had to go up yesterday. We went and got our beef and pork. We go to this place that my father-in-law used to go to up in Falkville, Alabama.
Huh.
Weavers, great place. Highly recommend them.
Weavers?
Good. Weavers meat processing.
Huh.
Just gave them a free plug.
Yeah.
So, my friends up there who are watching,
Friends of Weavers.
are listening.
I tried hog jaw for the first time.
Oh, I was gonna say hog draw. You mean jowl? Yeah.
Jowl.
Yeah, that's around their face.
Cheeks, yeah.
Yeah, that's their.
It's delicious.
Ooh,
It
I
was
bet.
like my favorite pieces of bacon.
You should see.
Every bite.
I was just gonna talk about the bacon. How good this bacon looks, and they cut it probably a little thick, but it is so lean. There's so much meat on it. I don't know what we buy in the grocery store sometimes, but
I don't know.
it's much better if you can just go direct to the
Some of the
to the
bacon
meat
at the
processor.
grocery
We go to a
stores-
farmer who we use this meat processor.
Yeah.
So it's pretty neat. But like I said, a friend of mine was telling me last night that he gets his meat local, and I forget the gentleman. He said he buys it, and I almost would like to try that sometime and just see how that works.
Yeah,
Of course, if you buy 500 pounds of meat from somebody, it better be good,
I know.
or you'll be donating it, to a lot of people. Here,
You'll be out
it's
of a lot of
fine.
money.
Nothing wrong with that, But that we did that, and the traffic was just it was so bad. And obviously we have the construction. They're doing the 3-lane between Calera and Alabaster. I think it's 7 miles, Taylor, which I don't know. It doesn't seem like it should take 2 years to do 7 miles, but
I thought you were gonna say 2 years to get through there.
oh no, it's not. It's not quite that bad. That's just 2 weeks, but it was really rough yesterday. I mean,
gosh.
backed up, and then fortunately we got free, and then coming south was just 4 miles. Didn't seem to be a wreck. It was just the construction was slowing everybody down, and they have some. When they say narrow lanes ahead, they mean narrow lanes ahead.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that is a good thing though, because if you're supposed to go 45, and you get behind a truck you shouldn't be able to just go around them like you would, ordinarily.
Yeah.
There were some people, boy, they were basically ticked off. They were doing this, trying to figure out how can I get around this truck. And it's
yeah.
like the lane is,
back and
7
forth.
feet wide. I've scraped it with my mirror already, but it was just, and it's several miles there. And I feel sorry for the state troopers there because they're like, slow down. People are still going 60.
Yeah.
Because it's like no respect for the people working there. And, my time is more valuable than theirs, and I don't know. That kind of, it can get frustrating.
Yeah.
But at the same
I try
time.
to avoid that little stretch. I get off the first clear, or not first, I guess
But-
it'd be the second clear exit.
Everybody loves to get in I-65 traffic.
It's the worst.
And I'm telling you, I go through Linden every week, and they're working on Highway 43, which is, I don't know if you recall the controversy about Governor Ivey really wanted to 4-lane 43 from Mobile all the way to Tuscaloosa and beyond. And that's part of that project that I see every week for at least a couple years now. And they're really making progress, and it looks good. It looks like it's going to be a great road. And the parts that are finished, I never see a car on that road.
Really?
I'm sure there are. Obviously, there are. But it is not like I-65, which, 3 o'clock in the morning, you'll be in a good jam,
yeah.
sometimes. So, but anyway, if you recall, Lieutenant Governor was Will Ainsworth. Well, I guess he technically still is for a few more months. But he was pushing real hard to 3-lane 65, all the way. Just do 3 lanes at a minimum. And that would have been great. Governor Ivey wanted to see the west side of Alabama get a little, she thinks that'll really help their economy to have a good 4-lane highway for transportation. Businesses locate so they can get their products to market and whatever they need to do. And I totally get it until I'm stuck on 65 going, man, I wish we'd spent that money on 65 instead.
I know.
Yeah. But, well, I'm sorry to hear about your car trouble. And you
It's
think it was
okay.
Bucky's gas that did it?
I do not, but Bailey seems to
He's-
think
he
so.
does? Okay.
Yeah. Roger Perkins is in the comments saying Bucky's on 212 sounds awesome.
Ooh.
Is this a sneak peek of what may be
does.
to come? Commissioner Roger, let us know. I love Bucky's. Now, I only go to Bucky's now late at night or really, really early in the morning.
So you like to go when it's less crowded?
Yes.
I understand.
I used to go anytime. Now, no thank you.
I can remember going to that thing that one at Auburn. Sorry, Bucky's. Didn't mean to call you a thing. To that Bucky's in Auburn when it, right after it opened.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I picture the World's Fair, 1912 or something. Everybody was just so fast. Oh, look, there's drinks in the cooler. It's like, well, yeah, it's a store.
Yeah.
But-
I ran into Russell Brand at the Bucky's in Auburn.
No way.
Yes, him and his
Well,
family.
he's kind of calmed down, hadn't he?
He was really chill.
From his younger days?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Him and his family were in there. I didn't even realize it was him. One of his younger kid, I don't know if I couldn't really tell if it was a boy or a girl. I was chasing Decent. They were terrorizing the whole store together, the whole clothing aisle.
I'm sure it was on video.
And me and his wife, I didn't realize it was his wife. She was like, "I'm so sorry," and I was like, "No, like literally." I'm sorry too, like my child's a menace. And she was like, mine is too. And so I picked up Decent and we went over there with Mom, and Mom was like, "Is that Russell Brand?" And I was like, "What? That's a girl." And she was like, "No, who's with her?" And I turned around and it was him.
It was him.
Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, cool." But we didn't like.
You didn't go get his
No.
autograph?
There were people coming up to him and stuff, and I was like, "Leave him alone! Like, quit staring and videoing and all the things."
Maybe we could talk about other celebrity encounters that we've had. That's funny. Those are all good stories. There's not very many, but there's a few.
Yeah.
And anyway,
Well,
hey, it's 6:30.
it is 6:30. You know what that means?
It's break time.
It's time for a break. But when we get back, I have a story about donkeys wearing socks.
I thought you said something about don't wear socks at first, and then you said
No,
donkeys.
donkeys.
I looked at my feet and said, well, I've got on socks.
So it's 6:30 Tuesday. It's election runoff day. So go out there and vote. It's rainy, so bring your umbrella. I have a story about donkeys wearing socks. So y'all stay tuned after a word from our sponsors. Hello, it's 6:32. You're tuning in to Morning Mayhem, and we're back.
Yep,
Mike
we're
and
back.
Taylor.
We're back. 6:32. It's about 71 degrees outside
It is rainy.
on June the 16th.
It is going to be rainy all day. I still have June 12th on all of my papers. I never changed it.
Oh,
my
well, we
goodness.
know what day it is, no matter what you printed.
Yeah, I guess.
Tomorrow is my son's 39th birthday.
Oh, happy birthday,
Joe Ellison.
to
Give him a little
Joe.
happy birthday shout out.
Woohoo.
Although I'm sure he's going to have a great day, though. We celebrated his birthday last week,
Yeah,
so I don't know what we'll do, tomorrow, but we'll do something.
how fun.
Yeah, it was fun watching him getting. He acts like he doesn't like the attention, but he likes the attention.
Oh, yeah, you know he does.
Oh yeah, well you can't help but everybody does, right?
Of course.
Sure.
Thank you this morning to Chilton Chamber and also to Putter Up for being a sponsor. Putter Up is having another special this month throughout June, so definitely check them out on Facebook. Find that. It's BOGO.
Yeah, you
But-
mentioned that.
So, I said when we came back that we're going to have a story about donkeys wearing socks. And Mike thought I said don't wear socks.
True to your word. Well, yeah, Mike has a different problem there. Go ahead, though.
But there is a horse sanctuary over in Great Britain that was donated socks from the Arsenal Football Club. And that's the largest football club over there. They donated over 1,000 pairs of socks to this sanctuary.
Well, that's very nice.
I know. And you may be wondering, what's donkeys going to do with socks? I'll let you know. They are cutting the bottom off of the socks and using them to protect the donkey's legs and the horse's legs from injuries and horse flies and all that.
Yep.
Yeah. And the football club said that they wanted to find something to do with the socks besides just letting them sit around in their closet, I guess. But they've never had socks donated to them before because, why would you donate socks to horses and to
And
donkeys?
where are these donkeys?
They're in Great Britain.
I know, but where are they? Are they just like roaming?
Oh, they're in a horse sanctuary.
Okay, I'm sorry. You may have mentioned that, and I just didn't catch it.
Yeah, they're in a horse sanctuary, and it says that these socks are helping them heal from injuries. They also use the socks. They put like snacks, bananas, biscuits, and stuff in there, and it kind of acts as a
Like a gift pack.
kind of.
Yeah.
And it's like a I can't think of the word I'm trying to use. What is it whenever? Anyway, it gives them something to do.
Yeah.
Kind of like toys, like the little pet toys that you put the snack in. So, and I thought it was funny because the article, it said 16-year-old donkey at the sanctuary, his name's Wolfie, is patient while his caretakers pull on his socks. But Dave the donkey, who is 5, is known for being mischievous and uncooperative. He does not appreciate the socks but they think it could be because he's a fan of the team's rival, the Tottenham Hotspurs.
Boy, you talk about taking football serious. Those folks really all over the world. That's why we were talking about
I know.
earlier. I think it was we were talking about the soccer and the World
Yeah,
Cup.
the World Cup.
And how listening to certain announcers because they have so much emotion, for the game.
Yes.
So these folks are just as. It doesn't surprise me they brought up the rival.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, well the reason he's uncooperative because he pulls for the other team.
Yeah, and that's what the lady that was speaking for the horse sanctuary said, that she hopes that the other team kind of finds initiative from the rival team donating because she's a fan of the other team and she'd like to see their colors in the horse sanctuary. I think it is crazy though that there is so much. It seems like every other place in the world is all about soccer, and then here is. I guess there are people who enjoy it, but it's not as popular.
No, it's not. It's not. And let's face it, they've tried for 50 years to make soccer popular here, and it's certainly more popular. I mean, we are hosting the World Cup right now, which I think it's 32 teams started in the, who qualified for the Cup.
Did you know the team winner wins $50 million cash?
I did not know that, but it doesn't surprise me.
I heard that on the radio.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal. It's, the days of playing amateurs long gone, I'm
Yeah.
afraid. Unfortunately, I think. But I mean, right now, Taylor, all over North America. I'm talking Mexico. I saw games were played in Canada
Yeah.
and certainly all around the United States. Will be culminated here, here in the U.S. But it's been some amazing soccer. Just a couple of maybe last week even, Auburn hosted a friendly match, they call it, which is like an exhibition, what we would probably call an exhibition.
Yeah.
Doesn't really count for anything other than just getting your team ready. Auburn hosted Argentina and Iceland.
Yeah.
I think it was. And I guess Iceland, I've actually got the schedule. I'll look and see, but I guess they qualified as one of the top, I think it's 32 teams. Iran has a top 32 team. Saudi Arabia's all over the world. But anyway, I just think of all these teams, and especially when you get down to the English League or the European League, the Mexican League. I mean, there's some really good football.
Yeah.
They don't call it soccer.
No.
The rest of the world calls it football.
Beeson calls it football too.
Well, think about it.
He's
You
been
can't even. Only the goalie can put his hands on the ball.
I know.
Everybody else has to.
That makes sense.
Use their feet
Yeah.
or their foot. Depending on if they have one or two.
You're talking about them playing in Auburn. I saw a story. It said over 95,000 people turned out for that game.
Yeah, officially the capacity is like 88.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
There
but they
were
have
a lot
ramps.
of tailgaters too.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. I mean, Taylor, that reminds me of when you say that the first Auburn Alabama game that was played in Jordan-Hare, I think it was 1989. And they said there was 150,000 people there.
Oh, wow.
And of course, the stadium holds 88. So what happened to the other 62?
Yeah.
They're all outside, and we were some of the ones that were outside. And it was just so historic.
Yeah.
As far as Auburn is concerned, I don't know. Alabama felt the same way, but regardless, it was for Auburn.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of these players who, I mean, most of these soccer stadiums that they play in are not 90,000 people.
Yeah.
A lot of them are a lot smaller. And, you mentioned all these English teams, and it seems like to me every town you come to has a team, and they play in different leagues, and so it's really their number one sport. I mean, what would you say was America's number one sport?
I don't know. I would either have to say football or baseball.
Yeah, one of those. I mean, they say football is now surpassed baseball, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure of that. I don't know how they
know.
measure it. They're
I
just
think
totally
maybe
different
college
games.
football,
Oh,
but
I
probably
know.
not NFL.
Well, and of course they're killing that golden goose, by paying all the players. It's
Yeah.
just changed that dynamic, or is changing it. Has changed it. Will change it more. But donkeys wearing socks, huh?
Yeah.
Well, what's the name of that sock company that you buy a pair and they donate a pair?
I think
Is
it's
it Bombas?
Bombas,
I was thinking, is
yeah.
that Bombas? And we talked about, I think it was you and I, about the company up in Fort Payne
Yeah.
where they're making the socks that you can buy locally from local cotton.
Yep.
Huntsville was the real cotton king area for, we always talk about the Black Belt having the great soil and everything, and it does. But it was up in Huntsville area, around Huntsville, that where the cotton fields just rolled.
Yeah.
Right next to the Tennessee River. Real nice, because they didn't have irrigation systems, back when that was getting started. you
Yeah.
know. So it was a little different.
Well, you're talking about the most popular team, or not team, but sport in the United States. And I have two, I say kids, they're not kids anymore, but I'm getting old and I'm bound to do that. So,
Yeah, that's
two
what
kids
happens.
that Pico played ball with made their MLB debut
How about
last
that?
week.
Major
and this
League
week.
Baseball.
Yes.
Some young guys. How old will these guys be, would you guess, Taylor?
If they played with Pico, I'd say about 23, 24.
Early 20s? Early
Yeah.
20s? Wow.
So one of them, his name is Braden. I always forget Montgomery. I don't know how I forget his last name.
That's all right.
Braden Montgomery, he debuted with the White Sox, and he actually had a walk-off home run against the Atlanta Braves.
Wow.
Yes, 6'5", two-home runner to win the game. And he is only the 5th player to hit a walk-off homer in his debut.
Well, you know, when we were talking about you mentioned the White Sox. I mentioned this when you talked about him earlier, when we were preparing, that the White Sox have gone from last to first in 2 years. I mean,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
obviously
and
he's
that's what
part
it
of that
said.
big network, you know.
That they had 102 losing games last year.
Do you know who the White Sox AA team is?
Isn't it the
The Birmingham Barons.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
That's right. I wonder, he
Another-
probably played in Birmingham. Wouldn't surprise me.
He may have. Well, I don't know. I think he was on one of the different minor league teams.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
but Pico played with another guy that played in Birmingham, Grant Taylor. He's a pitcher for the White Sox.
Okay.
And he made his debut, I think, last year or the year before. So there's two guys that he played with on the White Sox right now.
How about that? So does it say where this young man is from? I know
It
you
does
said.
not say.
Okay. When you say they played together, they played together at Mississippi State?
No, they played travel ball together.
Or? Okay, so here in Alabama,
So I'd
probably.
assume here in Alabama.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's even cooler.
And then the other person that he played ball with is Blaze Jordan, and I don't know that Blaze is from Alabama, but
I've heard that name, Blaze.
yes,
Does he play for the Braves?
he plays for the Cardinals.
Oh, never mind. Okay. Yeah, you did mention it was a Cardinal.
Yes,
I forgot
I'm
that.
sorry. The printer printed my stuff so small that I can barely see it.
I was seeing that. I was like, I can't read that.
Here we go. He made his major league debut Friday and immediately made an impact during the 9-8 loss versus the Twins. He went 2 for 4 though with an RBI single in his first at bat, and that gave them a 2-1 lead in the second inning. And then he had a 2 for 4 game when they won over Minnesota with a 9-6 victory, and he had a triple in his first major league home run.
Wow. That's
And
a
I
pretty
thought-
good start.
Yeah, but I thought it was neat because it says with a 3-1 count, Jordan jumped on a fastball, put it into the left center field seats. He was able to get that ball back from the Cardinals fan in attendance and plans to give it to his parents. In return, the fans received signed balls and a bat from him.
There you go.
So
You never know.
that's
He
so
hits
nice.
his first one. What if he became a superstar and he hits 500?
I know.
Then that
Well, and
ball's
he
worth a
was-
lot then, you know. Probably.
That's kind of what he's known for, and what he got signed for was his home runs and his hitting ability. He is a beast.
That's sports memorabilia now. Now that is an industry.
Yeah.
I mean, I can recall a card shop opening in a little neighborhood I lived in Montgomery 40 years ago. And it opened up, and it was amazing how it just grew and grew, and finally had to move it to a bigger building
Yeah.
because it just kept getting more and more stuff and more customers buying more and more stuff.
Yeah.
And for several years, I would buy I think it were Topps put out the baseball cards,
Yeah.
or one of them. I'm sure there's a bunch of them, you know, bunch of companies that do, but I think they're the Topps. Get it? And you buy the whole thing, and you know it'd be this big. It'd be 500 cards in there, whatever. And you just hope that there was a Ken Griffey Jr. or a Barry Bonds card in there, you know, when they were rookies,
Yeah.
because those are the kind of things that 30, 40 years from now are worth could be worth a lot of money. So, but I don't know. I don't understand why a baseball card is worth so much money. But, Taylor, when they would put them in like cigarette packs and tobacco packs back in the turn of the century, when the baseball was just really getting going.
Yeah.
It become more and more commercialized, which it's the way of the world, right? I mean, we have sponsors for our show, so they have to have, their advertisers and sponsors too. But I think it's Honus, Honus, Wagner is like the most valuable baseball card out there.
Huh.
And we're talking for a mint condition. And there's like, they would put them in gum. So there's different types of cards. I don't know if one was a better quality over the other or not, but those cards would be worth millions of dollars.
That's crazy.
Are worth, like they found one, or I don't know, it's like a barn find on a car or something, I guess. But they found some cards or a card somewhere in somebody's attic,
Yeah.
And it was like in mint condition, and it was worth, $2 or $3 million. It's
That's
just,
wild.
wow.
It's so
That's
funny.
what I'm looking for.
So this may get me in trouble. Mom may text me or Dad may text me, but
Uh-oh.
So on Venmo, you can see sometimes what people are paying other people for.
Okay.
And every time I get a Venmo, Pico, him and some other guys will be sending back and forth for cards.
Okay.
And so I asked him when he came up a couple weeks ago, I said, so on Venmo, like y'all are sending back and forth for cards. I said, are y'all like finding each other's cards, like baseball cards for super cheap and buying them and like just trading money for them? And he was like, no, Taylor, we play poker.
Oh.
He was like, that's what we do.
Those kind of
when it's
cards.
not our- Yeah. He was like, that's what we do in our free time. And I was like, oh. I said, I
That is
thought y'all
funny.
were on there shopping for each other's cards.
Are these birthday cards? Or what kind of cards are they exactly?
I thought it was their baseball cards that they were finding like on eBay or like these
Oh,
resale
God.
sites that were super cheap. Because, they don't really get their own cards. They have to like buy them.
Oh, wow. Those poor baseball players.
I know. Well, you would think like they'd give them
Having
some
to-
amount,
Having to buy their own cards.
But no, it was poker. It wasn't.
That's funny. Good stuff. All right. Well, it's 6:48.
Yeah.
And we're going to go to break here on Piper Pizza Radio. You're watching Morning Mayhem with Mike and Taylor. We'll be right back after these words.
There's a pride that comes from employing over 6,000 people in America, welding, fabricating, assembling with local and global parts, delivering a machine just right for you. Japanese engineering meets American ingenuity that builds on our 50-year legacy of quality, reliability, and durability that makes us the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. These aren't just machines. This is a way of life. And that's why Kubota is investing hundreds of millions right here at home. Because we won't settle on what was good enough yesterday. We're innovating with inspiration from the hard-working men and women that proudly sit on our equipment every day. So you can be sure that every one of us have you in mind when a machine or implement comes down that line. We know how hard you work. We'll do the same. This is Kubota.
All right. We're back, Taylor. 6:52 here on the Morning Mayhem. We're on Piper Beach Radio, and you are listening and watching, and we appreciate y'all doing both.
Yes.
But
my mom texted.
oh, you
I
said
told
it
you
was
she
going to happen.
It wasn't about the poker cards.
Oh,
She
okay.
said, in regards to us getting home so late because of car troubles, she said, that's why you come home in a decent time. I stayed up all night watching y'all, wondering why Bailey was only driving 60.
Oh, bless his heart. Well, tell Mom that sometimes you take that device and you call somebody and you say, what's going on? You guys okay? Rather than wondering. Because if you're driving, you're awake anyway, right? Hopefully. Unless y'all have one of those autopilots. Did you get that option on your car?
No, not on
You
his
wanted
car.
it?
It's on my car. On my
Well, but
Ford.
I'm really joking. It's not really an autopilot.
No.
But I know what you're talking about. I have that
It's
on
Ford
Net's
Pass,
car, too.
yeah.
It's like it kind of helps you drive.
Yeah. No, this one's hands-free driving.
Oh, well, I'm sorry then.
Yeah.
I stand
You
corrected.
have to pay for the subscription. Once it ran out, we didn't renew it, but it is hands-free. Kind of weird. And in regards to Blaze Jordan with the Cardinals, she said that he hit a 500-foot homer when he was 13 at Global Life Park in Arlington.
He's a big, strong boy.
Very strong.
500 feet when he's 13.
That's bananas.
That's, something like that. But, man, that's a long way. That's a long way for a grown man to hit it, much less a young teenager.
I know. But speaking of strong, thank you to Workout Anytime. You can go there and get strong, tan, massaged, whatever you need if you have a subscription or a membership. So thank y'all for sponsoring us, and also to Farmers Furniture. After you leave the gym, you need a nice, comfy place to sit, so check them out too.
That'd be the place to go.
Yeah.
Yep, they got it.
So tell us about the World Cup. You
The
said
World
you
Cup.
had
I mentioned that
scores.
earlier. I've got some.
They're working their way to the $1 million winners.
That's right. As you recall, last week, I think it was last Friday, the United States played its first match. And whoops. Y'all listening don't know what happened, but watching, you saw if Taylor's phone took a spill off
There went my
off the
phone.
desk. And I'm sure it needs a new screen now.
It probably does.
But anyway, the World Cup, I mentioned as the top 32 teams, the qualifying teams, and they've been qualifying for years, like 2 years, I think, to get here.
Yeah.
And I believe it's every 4 years they have the World Cup. And like you said, I've never heard that before about the $50 million that goes to the winner. But I always thought it was, just civic pride, but it's more like $50 million worth of pride, right?
First gets like 50 million, second gets, I think they said 30 million,
Yeah.
and third gets like 20 million.
But there are, these are some of the places, the venues where these matches are taking place. Santa Clara, California, East Rutherford, New Jersey, Foxborough, Massachusetts, Vancouver, Canada. Here is Guadalupe, Mexico. And then these are all in the U.S., but Atlanta, D.C., Inglewood, which is basically Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And then Philadelphia. So it's all over the North America is this World Cup. And the USA started its first match, its World Cup, with a resounding win. They won 4-1 over Paraguay, or Paraguay. How do you say it? Paraguay, me too. I've heard these other announcers, from other parts of the world say Paraguay, I think, or something like that.
That's how I was taught in
Uruguay.
Spanish class.
Yeah, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I always heard Paraguay. But
My Spanish teacher was.
this is a very
white,
small
so I don't
country
know.
in South America, but it's also in one of the hotbeds of football.
Yeah.
Which is South America.
Football.
Which you have teams like Argentina and Brazil. These are, people that have won the World Cup.
Yeah.
I don't know about any other South American country, but even, Colombia, and there's just a lot of it's really competitive.
Mm-hmm.
And for them to be able to do well enough to advance to the World Cup says they're a really good team too.
Yeah.
Even though they're a lot smaller than other countries, but we took care of business, 4-1. We had a goal that was disallowed. They said we were offsides, which we had 2 goals, Taylor, within about a minute of each other. Just amazing. It was like a replay of the first one, And but we won that game. Our next match is this Friday against Australia, who won their first match in some sort of, somewhat considered an upset. They beat Turkey 2-0 in Vancouver, Canada. And just a couple other games of note. Sweden scored 5 goals. 5 goals for the U.S. to score 4. I think they said that was a World Cup record for us. We had never scored 4 goals before.
Huh.
But Sweden beat Tunisia 5-1. Germany won 7-1. 7 goals is just unheard of, but except it happened. But coming up, like I said, is Friday. There's a lot of other matches. Some of interest, though, I think. You have, let's see, where have I got? Tonight, you have France playing Senegal. And unfortunately, I don't know where they're playing. Iraq qualified. They're playing Norway. This is what's so cool is all these countries, are all over the world. And they just throw them in there.
Makes
and say,
me think of Small World
go
from
get
Disney.
It. Yeah, make it even smaller, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some exciting things. And hey, and the attendance at some of these games. 67,000, 80,000. The lowest I see was in Canada, which is 52. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of folks watching this in North America, which it's never completely caught on. Although I got to hand it to Major League Soccer, they are definitely doing well enough to survive.
Yeah.
And that's been the problem. Like the North American Soccer League, which was the first professional soccer league that I recall, that started in 1976. It lasted for several years, but it struggled. Couldn't get the stars. There was a guy named Pele. Did you ever hear that name, Pele?
I feel like I heard the name, but I didn't really.
I think he was from Brazil, and he was just like the superstar. He was like the Lionel Messi of today, or the Cristiano Ronaldo, I think his name is, from Portugal, I want to say. But anyway, those guys are, unfortunately, as it happens to all of us, they're getting older, and there are other, younger players coming in.
Yeah.
But USA, there is a chance. Let me think. Look at this schedule. I wanted to let you know about England. Let's see. England,
I know
they
Bailey's.
play Croatia on Wednesday, so it's tomorrow. And I believe that if England wins this match and their next match, and the USA wins its next match, which we play Australia on Friday, that there's a chance. And I know they set this up on purpose. If there's a chance, you have to win though to get there.
Yeah.
That the USA will play England on July the 4th.
Oh, how neat.
How's that for
Cool.
ironies?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's play on our Independence Day. That we
On
won.
the 250th
That we won
birthday.
from your country 250 years ago.
I know Bailey's boss.
Or
I've
declared. We didn't win
missed-
it 250 years ago. It was 8 years later we won it.
Yeah. I've said all of said this every single time I've talked about it.
Yeah.
Because originally I told Jalen that all of the World Cup was in the United States, and it's not. He was
No.
correct on that one, that it was in
North America.
Yes, North America.
Right.
And then I said Bailey's boss was going to all of the games, and he also is not, but he is going, I believe, to every United States game.
But they're only playing in Canada or Mexico besides the U.S., and it's mostly the U.S. The knockout rounds and everything will be in the U.S. after that.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, Bailey's boss, he's going to be gone every week. He's been going to the games and will continue going to the games. He sent us a picture while we were at the beach, and he went and got his head shaved with the American flag dyed into it. Stars cut out and everything.
Man, he's really into it.
Very into it. He's a huge soccer fan. He's like in the FIFA, some kind of club and all that.
That's what this Coca-Cola can says, FIFA.
Mine does not. Oh, it does.
The football, something federation or something, international federation.
I took Decent to McDonald's
Something like
the
that, or
other
Federation
day.
of International Football or something like that.
Yeah.
Association.
So Decent watches Bluey, which is in Australia, and also Peppa Pig,
I
which they're
watch
like
Bluey.
English, I think.
Bluey's Down Under.
Yeah. And he says a lot of stuff British, like with that type of English Australian accent. But we went to McDonald's the other day, and he was like, "Oh, my toy!" And he opened it. He said, "Oh, it's a football toy," because they have the little stuffed animals.
Because that's the way Bluey says it.
Yeah, and
That's
I was
right.
like, "Okay, what do you know about football?"
We may be past Bluey now.
Yeah,
And we were at
I
Bluey
thought
for a
that
couple
we were
years
too,
ago.
but we've kind of retracked.
Victoria's 6, and I'm trying to. She's really into Henry Danger, I think it's called. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh, it's just a silly kids show. There, some preteens and some teens on there. It's probably, I mean, some people say, oh, well, it's not made for her. Well, it's probably not, but it's also pretty harmless. You know what I mean? It's pretty clean.
Yeah.
Real clean, actually. There's no bad language or anything like that.
Yeah, y'all
Nothing else.
Y'all aren't letting her watch all these not retail, reality.
Oh.
I almost said retail shows.
Oh, she loves Naked and Afraid. Is that what you're talking
Decent
about?
does too,
I'm just
though.
kidding.
You know
I'm
what?
kidding.
We went to bed
Good
last
morning,
night.
Roddy. How are you doing, buddy? My friend Roddy Boggs is
good
watching.
morning.
Yep.
We went to sleep last night. We let him sleep with us. I don't know. He just wouldn't go to bed. We went in there. He said, "Mama, what are you watching on TV?" And Bailey puts on Naked and Afraid every single night. And he says, "That man ain't got no shoes on. He's naked. He's got his butt crack out for everybody." And I was laughing so hard, and he was giggling. I think he giggled himself to sleep because he's like, "Why is he naked?"
Yeah. Oh gosh, I have never watched that show.
Really, it's pretty good, actually.
I mean, I've seen bits and pieces, but I've never sat down and watched the whole. I don't know why. It's just seems
weird.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
is
it is
that
a
the
little
right
ridiculous.
word? But that seems like the anti-reality. Because
Yeah.
not too many of us out there, wander around.
We're not naked, we're not afraid, and we're not in the jungle.
Exactly. So.
But going back to the World Cup,
Oh yeah, the World Cup.
the YMCA is having their very own World Cup here in Chilton County.
I did not realize that.
Yes, so they have a soccer association of the UK is putting on a camp. And I don't have the paper in front of me. I want to say that it's the second week of July, and it's for kids aged 4 to 12 or 14. And so they're going to have different sessions based on ages to teach them different skills. And then at the end, they're going to have like a mock World Cup, and they'll get to play each other. And it's going to be so much fun. But that's a whole little soccer camp they're having.
Well, my son was, I think they had already had the soccer for a year or two, but not long.
Mm-hmm.
But he played at the Y, when they
Really?
played right there in that, what used to be the old cattle yards there.
Yeah.
But he played on that field. And then we'd go to different places, wherever. I think we went to Maplesville, and seemed like we had one other place we'd go to and play. But that was, I'm sitting there, I'm cheering, of course, but I don't know what's going on. Kick the ball in the net, that's what I know.
Yeah.
But then at the end, I started realizing it was really because of my son, Joe, how good he was playing. He was a really good passer. Mm-hmm. And it's just like basketball. That's where I related to it, was kick the ball, set your teammate up so that he can score or she can score, right? They can score. And so he was really good at that. In fact, I watched him do it more than once, where he would set somebody up. He'd have to kick it over somebody
Joe
else's.
with the assist.
Yeah, exactly. He'd have to kick it over his opponent's head, to get it to his teammate who was wide open, who would just hammer it in. We had one young kid. It was co-ed, so we had girls and boys on the same team. But there was one little boy. He was so fast, and he was ambidextrous. He could really kick with either leg really well.
Yeah.
And you didn't have those star goalies, like you do now probably.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was a learning experience, and we did that on top of that was about the time, or just shortly thereafter, or before, where we went to Legion Field and watched Olympics soccer.
Oh, yeah.
In 1996 in Atlanta, they had, just like this tournament, they're playing it all over the country. Well, they played it all over the Southeast and maybe the whole country. I don't recall. Mm-hmm. But I do know that I saw Argentina and Spain play in Legion Field.
That's so
And
cool.
It was cool. Because I had never seen it on that level.
Yeah.
I'd seen the 9-year-olds running around, but not the 19 and 20 and 30-year-olds out there.
I know. I hate that I missed the game at Auburn. I let it slip by. When we first talked about it, I looked it up, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna revisit it later when I know for sure what I'm doing.
I did the same thing.
I wanted to go, but
Well, the last time I checked, I could have got tickets for around $100.
really,
Which is a lot more than it costs to go to Auburn game usually.
Yeah.
Well, no, I take that back. If it's a conference game, the face value is going to be over $100.
yeah.
But
Well-
yeah, it was really something to see. Just how it's like going to me. It's like first time I ever went to a hockey match, with real professionals, and realizing just how athletic they are to be able to skate like they can.
Yeah.
Wide open, as we like to call it here.
Well, we're
in
over
Chilton
here.
County. Yeah, exactly. I'm doing it a little differently.
That's right. Well, I think we ought to go to a break real
I
quick.
think we skipped right through that 7 o'clock break. Our
think
leader
so.
was not here sitting at 7, so we
was
just
not.
kept going. And I'm kind of like the
Multitasker.
Energizer bunnies. I got new batteries, so I can't stop.
But it is 7:08. We're going to take a break real quick. We have a guest coming on at 7:30. Miss Tasha Hayes is going to come and talk to us about the Chilton County food distribution with the school system. It is Tuesday. It is election day for the runoff election, and it's raining, so be sure to still pack your umbrella, wear your rain boots. You're tuning in to Morning Mayhem with Mike and Taylor. We'll be back after this break.
Looking for the perfect way to unwind, compete, and have fun with friends or family? Then Putter Up Pelham is your next destination. Whether you're a mini golf pro or just out for a good time, Putter Up offers a one-of-a-kind indoor putting experience with custom effects lighting, sounds, and robotics at each hole, plus automated scoring and a virtual caddy to guide your game. And our ADA-compliant courses include special putters for individuals using wheelchairs or walkers, so everyone can join the fun from ages 4 to 100. Rain or shine, day or night, it's always game time at Putter Up. Come for the fun, stay for the challenge. Swing by Putter Up, where every stroke counts. Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you, whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss. Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
There's a pride that comes from employing over 6,000 people in America. Welding, fabricating, assembling with local and global parts. Delivering a machine just right for you. Japanese engineering meets American ingenuity that builds on our 50-year legacy of quality, reliability, and durability that makes us the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. These aren't just machines. This is a way of life. And that's why Kubota is investing hundreds of millions right here at home. Because we won't settle on what was good enough yesterday. We're innovating with inspiration from the hard-working men and women that proudly sit on our equipment every day. So you can be sure that every one of us have you in mind when a machine or implement comes down that line. We know how hard you work. We'll do the same. This is Kubota.
Good morning. You're tuning in to Morning Mayhem with Mike and Taylor. It's 7:12, and we are broadcasting live from the Clanton Tractor Studio. It is the 16th, June the 16th. It's Tuesday, and it's rainy outside. It's about 70 degrees right now, so it's kind of mild.
Yep, it is. Again, like I said, I'm sure there's things you can't do in the rain, but for the most part, you just get wet.
Yeah.
You know, that's the worst thing that happens
Still
to
got to
you.
go to work.
Yep,
Still
exactly.
should go vote.
That's kind of what I meant.
Yeah.
Go do your job and get a little wet.
So be it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Well, we want to say thank you to Chilton Mobile Home Supply and also to This and That Vinyl. Thank you all so much for sponsoring our show. We appreciate our sponsors so much. We wouldn't be able to be on here and speaking with you if it wasn't for them.
That's right. So patronize our sponsors at your earliest convenience.
Absolutely. So, of course, June is Pride Month, as you may or may not know. The Giants, though, have started a little bit of controversy.
What Giants?
The San Francisco Giants.
Ah, Major League Baseball.
Major League Baseball. We're back on the MLB train. And
Love
they
it.
said that tolerance does not apply to Christians. And I agree. But this story said that they held their annual Pride Night last week. Celebration included 10 couples renewing their wedding vows and also a drag queen standing along the first baseline. Ball players were given a hat with a rainbow patch on it instead of their normal San Francisco S over F or F over S logo.
Yeah, S over F.
And 4 ball players chose to make a statement about their faith. One of them, Sam Hinges, wore his regular Giants cap without the rainbow, and 3 others wore their pride cap, but they cited Bible verses next to the rainbow logo. The guy who wore the regular hat, Sam, he said that it was just something that he felt like was forced to support when he doesn't morally support it, that there wasn't any hatred behind it, that he kind of thinks that it's something that was misinterpreted, but that he doesn't hate the LGBTQ community.
Right.
He just doesn't agree with it. What do you think?
I think it's raining outside. It's mild. The weather's mild. You know, the Texas Rangers a couple years ago, they refused to have a Pride Day.
Yeah.
You know, to set aside a day and focus on that. I know they have other days, you know, young parents' days, family days, whatever. I know they do. Mm-hmm. But at some point, you have to respect the players' right also. And unfortunately, it seems to me that these type of folks who are insisting on having these days and be recognized are the least tolerant people that you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
They preach tolerance. You know, they want you to be tolerant of them, but they absolutely refuse to be tolerant of you and your beliefs.
Yep.
Now, I'm not suggesting that we just continue to butt heads, but we can find a way to respect each other and just say, you do your thing, I'm going to do my thing. If your thing is this, fine. But don't force it on me. I'm not forcing my religion on you. At least that's the way I see it, and that's the way I try to approach it. I mean, I have gay friends. What can I say? I know that they are, and some of them I've known for a long time. Others I didn't know, you know, until later.
Yeah.
But I know that, but they're still my friends. I don't think of them as horrible people. They've just made decisions that I personally disagree with. Like, I'm sure if we went over my life, they would have things they would say, ooh, I disagree with that.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have done that, which they may be right. But I'm glad to see that the story makes a headline. But I mentioned the Texas Rangers, and I was trying to finish my thought there. I'm sorry I got sidetracked. But they did not have a Pride Night, and they won the World Series that year. And that was brought up because, you know, it does seem in some places, Taylor, it's forced.
Yeah.
You know, it's not something that they want to do. They do it because they're being basically blackmailed by these communities saying, well, we're going to, boycott your sponsors. Well, I mean, we are talking a fairly low percentage of individuals. And then the company just has to decide, well, am I more concerned about the 90% or the 10 as far as my marketing dollar? Then, that's their decision to make, right?
Yeah.
And then we have to decide, do we want to buy a Bud Light when they put a transgender woman on a beer can?
Yeah.
Some people, of course, that really cost them their number one spot as far as selling beer. And, they really tanked for a long time. Now, I think they're slowly rebuilding where they were, but they're never, I don't think they'll ever get back where they were. I mean, it'll always be a reminder. I mean, it was like a major blunder as far as marketing.
Yeah.
But the statement they made was huge. They made a huge statement to that community, and I'm sure they haven't forgotten. But I don't know. I'm sure there are LGBTQ beer drinkers out there too. I mean, I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, I am, but I'm trying not to be. But at the same time, I'm glad to see these players stand up. And at least the team. I was afraid the story was going to be that the team didn't support them, because we are talking San Francisco, California, which is like the LGBTQ mecca, right? I mean, it is like always had that. It's not just a reputation; that's who they are.
Yeah.
They're just different. But I'm glad to see that they stood up for their beliefs and said, "I'm not wearing this hat."
Yeah.
And you also mentioned that there were some that did wear the hat.
Yeah.
But they had scribbled Bible verses or scripture on, right? So, they tried to, I don't know, straddle the fence or, balance it. It is a tough call. I mean, I don't want to insult anybody either. But at the same time, I am not going to agree with something that I have strong beliefs against.
And I don't think that the ones who did wear the hat were kind of straddling the fence, because in the Bible it does say, as Christians, that this is what the rainbow signifies.
That's right.
It's a promise, a covenant promise.
Well, even the word gay, it always meant happy.
Yeah.
Back in the, there was the gay old 90s. We're talking about the 1890s.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what made them gay or, made it happy. But, again, I personally, and it's not like a mission for me or something.
Yeah.
But I refuse, if the appropriate word to use is happy and gay, then, I'm going to use it.
Yeah.
And if somebody else is just going to have to go, oh, what do you mean? I'm like, well, I mean, you're happy. You're in a good mood. You're gay. That's exactly what that used to signify. It's like this rainbow. I'm not going to let them have the rainbow without a fight.
Yep.
It's like, My Bible says what the rainbow is God's promise to people.
Yeah.
And that's the way I'm going to look at it. And so, but at the same time, I respect the other side. I'm not gonna protest Gay Pride Night.
Yeah.
It's not worth it to me.
Well,
it's like you do what you want. That's your decision. Your life. That's not me. But don't make me do it just because you want. I mean, it's kind of like, I know it. It's just hard not to bring this up when you talk about this. But it's like a transgender person insisting that you call them a certain pronoun because what do they say? They declare themselves, or what is it?
Identify
as a woman. And I am using a male to a woman. It obviously can go the other way. No, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
I ran into an issue of that at my last job,
Really?
or my next to last job, where I've spent most of my career.
Yeah.
I ran into an IT person that was named Valerie, and it's like, and I'm not making fun of her, but that's just a fact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's funny to me.
It's so off-putting.
It's like, I went and looked at a picture of Valerie, and Valerie had about a 4-day beard.
Oh God.
With her pink and blue and green hair, which
Yeah.
again, man, I don't care. I had long hair back in the day, and that was a style. That was some sort, I guess, a statement. I didn't really think of it like that way then. That was a style, and I did it, and it was kind of out there back for those times. And now, it's just, I mean, it's not the same thing, but it is a similar because it's just getting attention.
Yeah.
But to force it, I never forced somebody to have long hair just because I had long hair.
Yeah.
I didn't force people to accept me. You know, they either did or didn't, and that was their call.
Yeah.
I just live my life, and that's what somebody needs to do. That's fine. If you want to live your life that way, you do it.
Yeah.
But don't force it on me.
That's
You know,
right.
don't throw it in my face like it's somehow my fault that, you know, you feel slighted.
Yeah.
Because I don't, you know, spend a lot of time with you.
Yeah. Well, it also included in the article that it says Grant Brisbee, a journalist for The Athletic, wrote a scathing column demonizing the Christian ball players. He said that this was another tone-deaf response to what should have been a moment for community unity. They made the night about us versus them. That's the only thing that they could see. And it says, actually, Brisbee is who made the night us versus them. He refused to consider the viewpoint of the Christian ball players who gave what seemed to be a reasonable explanation for their actions. So, I agree. I feel like...
Did they boycott the game? Did they not play? Did they not put out their best effort?
Right.
Of course they didn't, because they're professionals. I mean,
Yeah.
of course they did, rather, because they're professionals.
Yeah. Well, and off of that article, it had another article about the Giants, and it says 50 years ago that a relief pitcher, Gary Lavelle, became a born-again Christian. He began to share his faith with teammates that showed interest in his faith. And that even then, there were 8 or 9 professing Christians on the team, and post-game interviews, they frequently praised God and thanked him for, you know, the talents that they had given. And the media was quick to blame them whenever their team ended up not winning and going as far as they could have. And that they referred to them as the God Squad. So mocking them
Oh, yeah.
for their
Well, it'd
beliefs.
be like saying, you know, the queer squad.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't do that. We don't
you
do that.
wouldn't- And,
Now, I'm
you
not
would
saying
never
what goes
see
on in
that.
the locker room, you know,
Yeah.
because the locker room, you know, can be
Locker room is locker room.
contentious,
Yeah.
you know, and competitive. So you got to hear a lot of stuff. Knows how to clean that up,
Yep.
you know. But yeah, it doesn't surprise me that
But this says
we are talking about the San Francisco Chronicle, probably, huh?
yeah, and this says though that
Newspaper.
ridiculous accusation was made against the God Squad, and that they had started false accusations saying that they had to take 2 buses to the field. The team did, one for the God Squad, the other for the other players. But that even near half a century later, baseball's come far enough to tolerate and support the LGBTQ plus
That's exactly
community.
right.
But it has yet to extend the same tolerance towards Christian athletes who take pride in their faith without imposing it on others.
That's just the story of our society, though, Taylor,
It
isn't it?
really is.
You know, that's kind of where we are right now. Hopefully we'll come out of it.
Yeah.
We'll come out of it
But,
as long as folks like me and you don't give up.
and I wouldn't say better news, but more local news. There was a shooting in a Walmart in Chelsea yesterday around 7:30 p.m.
An accidental shooting, I believe it said.
Yes, this
that-
lady accidentally fired her own gun. I assume it's probably in her waistband
I'm
or
kinda
something.
well, what's it doing in your hand?
You
I'm assuming
know,
it was in her hand.
You think
Doesn't
so?
have to be
I think she was probably like concealed carrying, and it somehow fired off.
somehow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but she sustained non-life-threatening injuries, and took private car to a hospital. So
Wow. In the Walmart.
in the Walmart at
I need
Chelsea.
to clean up on aisle 4. Sorry.
Bless it.
I've heard that before, you know, at grocery stores.
No, it's
Somebody-
like
somebody breaks
you rush
something.
over to aisle 4, see what's going
Yeah,
on.
exactly.
Are you that
What
nosy?
happened? Is that
Well, we
ketchup?
have
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
We
trying to think
have-
of something.
We have some community voices in the comments on Facebook voicing ideas of what they think should be on 212, because apparently they're not Bucky lovers.
Yeah, I
Wayne
saw
Bo-
that.
Oh, it is. It's all Mr. Wayne
A baseball complex.
or Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse.
sounds good to me. I love a Texas
Yeah, my
Roadhouse
friend
now.
Jerry Wayne Bolton, he's a foodie, you know,
Yeah.
so he's got a couple foodies there.
The grilled chicken from Texas Roadhouse or the herb crusted chicken. Oh, so
You
good.
like it?
I've tried to make it at home. It's just not the same. I can't figure out what herb I'm missing.
It's difficult to do.
Yeah.
My wife does the same thing. She loves to go, and when she finds something she likes, she calls it Ray's Creation.
I love
It's
that.
just funny. My son has said, although it's not, I guess, 100% accurate, it's pretty darn close though.
Yeah.
That he never has the same meal with when she prepares it, because it's always a little different.
Yeah.
You know, the chicken. All it is spice because a chicken breast is a chicken breast,
Yeah.
right? Pretty much. Hopefully, I mean, I like to buy. I'm hesitant to buy a massive chicken breast because I feel of
know.
all the hormones and stuff
Yeah.
maybe they're giving those chickens, and I just want the regular.
I know.
I don't like these giant chicken wings that some places serve. It's like,
it's like why
what
is it
kind
the
of
size
chicken
of
was
a
that?
dinosaur?
You know,
Yeah,
that was a big old
like, this is a
chicken.
turkey wing.
Yeah, exactly. But I do like a normal
Yeah.
chicken wing. I mean, in fact, it's one of my
Nah,
favorite things to eat.
No, I don't want to go somewhere and get these little.
Oh, but
chick wings.
those are the best ones,
If
though.
they're crispy, they are.
Oh, I know. I don't like
But
mine.
the gummy.
I don't like them wet.
No, you don't like the sauce. A lot of sauce.
And I don't dip it in ranch. I know. Where's our help? All right, I'm gonna fix the camera. So I'm stepping out of the camera quickly, and I've done it, and I'm back. Voila!
What's magic?
The magic of
Magic Mike.
yeah. Well, I'm not that far back, but at the same
Well-
time, now we're back on the air.
Yes, and it's 7:28. So when our producer's
Yeah, we're-
back, we're gonna go
When he
break.
comes back, we're gonna go on break, but
in the
not right now.
meantime, thank you to Central Alabama Wellness and also Coca-Cola. We're in here.
I'm enjoying my Coke.
Partaking
In fact,
in a-
I'm on my second Coke.
Oh my goodness!
I don't
you
know
must
today.
have not had any coffee this morning.
This is it. It's always my coffee. It's this is a good old Coca-Cola. So thank you, Mike Baker,
I
and the
used to not-
folks at Coca-Cola.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mike. I used to not like Coke Zero. Now I'm coming around to it. Sometimes I'd rather have Coke Zero than Diet Coke.
I haven't tried it. I
yours
think
isn't.
of, and I don't care what you like your Diet Coke. I don't go, oh God, I don't like Taylor. She's drinking Diet Coke, but it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
No pun intended. But I don't like the taste. I like the good old, even though this is not
I can see that.
real sugar. This is
Yeah.
the fructose corn syrup. And I hear Coca-Cola is coming out with a natural, and they do have it. Remember we talked about the Cokes that you buy from Mexico,
Yeah.
like in Sam's,
Yeah.
which are a little more expensive, but
Yeah.
they're real. They're the real
They're
thing.
the
They
real
are the real
thing.
thing.
But Coca-Cola, thank you. Also, thank you to Central Alabama Wellness. Miss Zena, she comes on Saturdays and does her power hour, and she's out at Central Alabama Wellness, and they are a sponsor for us. So thank you so much.
We appreciate all of you.
Yes. So we're going to go to break real quick. It is 7:29, and we have our guest, Miss Tasha Hayes, coming on once we come back from break. So y'all stick around because you're not going to want to miss this, especially if you have any relatives that are school-age students. It's going to pertain to you, and I think that's just about the majority of people nowadays.
Absolutely. Yep. It's a
So-
great feeding program, I think it's called.
Yes.
Yep.
So y'all stick around. It's 7:29. It's Tuesday, June the 16th. And you're tuning in to Morning Mayhem with Mike and Taylor. We'll be back after this break.
Looking for the perfect way to unwind, compete, and have fun with friends or family? Then Putter Up Pelham is your next destination. Whether you're a mini golf pro or just out for a good time, Putter Up offers a one-of-a-kind indoor putting experience with custom effects lighting, sounds, and robotics at each hole, plus automated scoring and a virtual caddy to guide your game. And our ADA-compliant courses include special putters for individuals using wheelchairs or walkers, so everyone can join the fun from ages 4 to 100. Rain or shine, day or night, it's always game time at Putter Up. Come for the fun, stay for the challenge. Swing by Putter Up, where every stroke counts. Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you, whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss. Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
There's a pride that comes from employing over 6,000 people in America. Welding, fabricating, assembling with local and global parts. Delivering a machine just right for you. Japanese engineering meets American ingenuity that builds on our 50-year legacy of quality, reliability, and durability that makes us the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. These aren't just machines. This is a way of life. And that's why Kubota is investing hundreds of millions right here at home. Because we won't settle on what was good enough yesterday. We're innovating with inspiration from the hard-working men and women that proudly sit on our equipment every day. So you can be sure that every one of us have you in mind when a machine or implement comes down that line. We know how hard you work. We'll do the same. This is Kubota.
Good morning. It's 7:35, and you're tuning in to Morning Mayhem with Mike and Taylor. We have with us Miss Tasha Hayes. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you this morning?
Good.
Good.
So tell everyone who you are, a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Tasha Hayes, and I'm the Child Nutrition Director for Chilton County Schools. I've been doing this for about 9 years now.
Oh, wow.
And I love it. I love it. It's a great job. It's a great job.
Good. You're so passionate about it.
I am. I do love it.
Yes. So there's something a little bit new going on this summer, and so tell us about that.
Okay, so this year we have decided to, as a program for Chilton County, it's called the Summer Feeding Bulk Program. In the years past, we've done just the feeding program where we feed every day at 2 certain schools, at Jimson High School and Chilton County High School, and then we offer for the reading program for the elementary schools. But this year we kind of wanted to step it up a little bit and do a bulk feeding program, which basically is just a program where you pick up every 10 days. You pick up a bulk meal for children for every 10 days, and this program involves food that the children know. They Eggo waffles, the Dino Nuggets, things like that that kids know.
Yeah.
So I think so far it's been a great program.
I love love that.
Yeah.
And how long does that run? All throughout the summer?
Yes, it does. It runs all throughout the summer. So you can go on our website and the days that you can register for the pickup, and then you pick up, like I said, every 10 days. So we're doing it 5 days out of this summer. We did it last week, and so this Thursday will be our next one. So you go and you can go to ticketharmony.com/Chilton, and you can get your ticket. We offer up to 1,000. Clanton Intermediate School is where you can pick up, and then we offer 1,000 at Jemison Intermediate School.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot, but it's great. Like, I have seen such positive feedback from this. So
Good.
yeah.
Do you have any questions, Mike?
Well, I was just thinking, as you were describing, how many, you said it was just two main where you can get these bulk meals.
Sure.
You said one in Jemison, one in Clanton.
Yes, sir.
Did you say that the intermediate school at Jemison?
So yeah, you do it at the
Okay.
Jemison Intermediate School.
That's the one behind the elementary school.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep. You have to
right.
kind of go around there.
That's why I wanted people to know it was behind there, in case they didn't know.
Yes, yes, and we have signs. We have people out there. Have some amazing volunteers. I will say that I have been recruiting, so they help guide you and get you where you need to be for
Good,
sure.
good.
Yes. Mhm.
All right, so you have those two main places, but during the year, you over all of the cafeterias, correct?
I am,
And how
yes,
many
sir.
are there, Tasha, that you keep up with?
Okay, so there's 11 schools. We have about a little over 8,000 children.
8,000
so,
children.
students. Yeah.
That was going to be one of my next questions.
well, there
so
you go.
you anticipated that well.
Yes.
So 11 of them.
Yes, sir.
So 11 different schools, 11 different cafeterias. Every day you are planning. Do you put the menu together yourself, or you have a team that does that, or how's that work?
So I do put the menu together myself. I'm sorry for the days y'all don't like, but it is great. Yes, I do, and it goes a lot of thought because I am a nutritionist. That is what my degree is in, and so by that I mean I want nutritional meals for the students every day, and so a lot of thought and time and effort does go into that to make sure that these kids are fed every day and they're fed something nutritious, and that they go home and hopefully saying I had a great meal today.
And it doesn't vary between schools. Everybody serves the same breakfast, the same lunch.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I mean that makes more sense. I mean,
Yeah.
it just about have to be that way, I would think.
Sure, yeah.
When you talk about order. Now, what about inventories and stocking? Do you leave that up to your individual school managers, or do you handle that yourself too?
Okay, so what happens there is the managers at each school will place those orders, and they, obviously they know how many children they feed based on like production from the month before. We have about a 4 to 5 week revolving menu.
Okay.
So, if we had, pizza or whatever the month before, they pretty much know how much they serve. And so they keep up with, how much they need for that next time. So,
Yeah.
so that we don't run out of food.
Right, exactly.
And so tell us, why is this such an important program for families during the summer?
Well, we know once school gets out, sometimes, children don't have access to food as easily as they do when they're at school. And so this program seems to run real well because it is every 10 days. So if you can't get out every day and go get something, you can come through and maybe get a way to get there, or somebody can help you get there to get that food to last you for the 10 days. So we're hoping in this process that these children stay nutritious and get what they need throughout the summer.
Yeah.
This bulk program, that's a new thing. This year.
For Chilton County, it is.
Okay, that's what I
Yeah.
meant for us.
Yeah.
And then you said you've been here 9 years. Have you always been the director the whole time you were here?
So my first year that I was hired, I came in as the secretary for the child nutrition director.
Okay.
So I had 1 year under my belt, which was great. I learned a whole lot through that. And then the next year I was given the opportunity to be the director. And I'm from Chilton County, so it was kind of a neat little thing for me.
Yeah.
I had worked as a nutritionist and then was off for a little while when I had my children. And then this opportunity came up and I have loved it.
Well,
I
that's
do.
great.
Yeah.
Well, what kind of have we always had the summer feeding program? When did we start that? Was that already in place when you started?
Yes, so we've had the summer feeding program again, and right now, like at Jemison High School and Chilton County High School, you can go every day and get a breakfast or a lunch for your children if you would like to go and do that. So I want people to understand also, if you do miss out on the ticket program, that is still there for a daily thing. So you can still go and get that. But yes, that is something that was here when I got here, and it's just grown bigger and bigger. And when we went through the COVID, time, we did do bulk feeding during that time. So it's not new to my people. They do understand it and they remember it. Unfortunately, that was not a good time, but they do remember it. And so when I brought this to my superintendent's attention or to my workers, everybody was really, excited about doing this program. And I have had the most amazing support ever. I've not done this alone. I mean, my superintendent, my maintenance workers, my CMP staff, all my volunteers, it's been great. They're a great team, and they make me look good. They're great.
Well, that's what supposed to do, but you have to have someone there to make the final call, so to speak.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you're doing that. Well, you just mentioned the next question I had was about the growth of the programs that you've seen over the years. Do you have numbers that you can share with us? Do you recall, about ballpark numbers?
Well, as far as one thing I was speaking of earlier, when I come into this program, a lot of people that are benefiting from it, like your daily or your athletes or your band members or your those people. So it kind of started out as that, because the football team might be practicing in the morning, then they might need a lunch before they go home for the afternoon. And so it started out as something like that, and then it branched into, we have like daycares that come by now, and they get for their children, or we have foster parents. So yeah, it's just like number wise, but it has grown tremendously. So when this kind of came about, okay, this is something we could do, I was like, okay, I do think this is a need, because the other is growing so much as well.
Yeah.
And forgive me if you already said this, but is it all just the entire month of June, or is it expanded beyond that?
So it's June and July. It goes through
June and July.
It goes through,
I'm sorry.
July the 20th.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it does. It goes through July the 20th. So yeah,
okay.
It's for both months. Yeah.
And what ages is this going to provide for?
So this is targeted for 18 years and younger. So they can go on this website or click the QR code that's offered on our website, and they can just register their children, and they go through like a pickup program. You drive by and you give them that ticket that has your QR code. They scan it, they say, hey, she has 3 children, and so we go through it and they give you enough for your 3 children.
Oh wow.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I mean, I know you want people to be straight with you about who they're getting the food for and everything, but I don't guess you really spend a whole lot of time questioning people, because you want to encourage them to come and not make it more difficult.
That's right. And fortunately, we've not had a problem with that. Even during the, to go back to the COVID time, when we were just based on they come through and say, I have 3 kids. I mean, you probably do have things happen every once in a while, but for the most part, this ticketed system does a really good job of keeping where they, if you register at Clinton Intermediate School, you have to go to Clinton Intermediate School. If you try to go to Jemison to pick it up, it will not scan you. You have to go to the school that you register for. And so we try to keep it as much as possible we can, accountable, but you know how that goes.
Do you find students from all over the county come to these different campuses?
Yes, sir. They do. They've been coming from all over the place. And so, you may have a child that does go to Clinton, but maybe mom works in Calera, so Jemison might be an easier pickup for her.
True. Right.
So that kind of does make it easier. And I would, we may expand next year. That's kind of in the works. We may expand to other places. So just to see how well this goes, and as long as we have good volunteers and we have people that are willing to do it, I would love to expand it even more out the county.
What do these volunteers do, and is it something that you need more volunteers now?
We can always use volunteers. Absolutely.
I figured that.
Yeah. So, picking up the food, handing it. We like a runner to keep everybody hydrated. That's out there running this for us. Yeah. Picking up those gallons of milk. That's a lot of milk.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
sure
milk.
It can be.
It's a lot of Dino nuggets. Dino, whatever, yeah.
A gallon of milk is like 5 or 6 pounds, I think.
A lot,
it's pretty heavy, too. You get a good little workout time.
Yeah.
While you're carrying those milk jugs.
Yes.
Well, tell us again where they can sign up, where pickup is, all the information.
Okay, so I'm going to pull this up so I can tell you. I don't want to tell you
Absolutely.
anything wrong for dates and things. So basically, you can pick up at Clinton Intermediate School and Jemison Intermediate School. Everything's been registered because it's already sold out. Fortunately for this week. But your next time that you can sign up will be June the 19th. You register on June the 19th, and the pickup day will be June the 29th. And then the next one after that will be June the 30th, and you can pick up July the 9th. And then the last one that we have for the summer will be July the 10th, and you'll pick up July the 20th. And you just go to those schools. Again, you go to ticketharmony.com/Chilton, or you can go and scan that QR code that we have. I make a flyer, and the flyer is real colorful, and it has the QR code on it. It has the food that we offer for that week, so they know exactly what they're getting and how much they're getting of that food.
Perfect. And then for the daily meals, what times and where can they find those?
Okay, so you can go to Chilton County High School. You can go to Jemison High School. Breakfast time is between like 7:30 to 8:30, somewhere in there. Your lunch times you can do between like 10:45 and 11:45, and you can get your lunch there, and you can pick up and go eat wherever you need to.
So, without this program, would you have folks? I guess obviously just at 2 schools. Is it just those cafeteria employees that work this program, or there's other employees coming from other schools?
So that's a great question. So they do. So we basically offer this. I have around 80 employees throughout the county, throughout the different schools. And so I offer it. They can all be involved in that. And it is. You may have somebody that's from Isabella working Clanton. So
That's what I was thinking.
which is kind of fun for them too. They get to work with other people.
Yeah, right.
So yes, we do have every school if they're wanting to. And so we just get that approved, and then they can work it.
I didn't think about that teamwork aspect of
is,
it. You know,
yeah.
that you bringing your team closer together because they actually get to know somebody as opposed to just seeing them at some meeting or something.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, you're exactly right.
Well, thank you so much, Miss Tasha,
Yes,
for coming on with us.
Thank y'all.
And if y'all haven't already signed up or you're interested in signing up, it's ticketharmony.com/Chilton.
Perfect.
And that would be for signing up on the 19th.
Yes, you will go. I'm gonna get that date
Today's
for
the
you.
16th.
Yes, so
that
you
would
want to
be-
make sure that you go register on June the 19th. For that next pickup will be June the 29th.
All right, so definitely check that out if you have school-age children and you haven't heard about that already. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank y'all so much for inviting me. It was great. Thank
Yes,
y'all.
ma'am.
Thank you.
So we're
Glad
going
you
to
were
go
here.
to break, girl.